Gundam Seed Destiny Rengu vs.Z.A.F.T.II Plus is a port of an arcade game that both came out in the year of 2006. This game just came out at the right exact moment for me, where I could still sit there and enjoy playing games all night. The PS2 era was certainly a special one. Thus this game is probably outside of GBL 1 and 2 my most played Gundam game, and for sure out of the Versus series it's the one I've played the most, and as of right now it's still my favourite in the series. That's some high praise to dump on the game, but you will see it's well deserved as you couldn't have asked for a better port. First of all, you get the complete arcade mode. This will see you pick your mobile suit and then a number of different routes, and mostly take part in 2v2 battles, with you sometimes having to battle 3 along with boss suits. Each route will present its own challenge, and if you do really good on a map you will open up EX routes, which adds even more maps and true final stages to the game. The game has 3 awakening systems for you to pick from. Some of you newer fans might call this the burst system. It's the same thing really. These are 3 different power bars that will have a different effect when you activate them. Rush Mode's biggest selling point is that it gives you absolutely insane reload speed on your weapons. You will pretty much have infinite ammo while it's activated, so you should plan to use it wisely, and consider if your suit is one that can take great advantage of showering your enemies with bullets. Power mode, like the name suggests, will make your attacks that much more powerful, and you will have what I call the Iron Man effect, where it will take a lot more damage for you to get staggered or get knocked down. That brings us lastly onto speed, which is the most picked awakening by far. It obviously gives you a massive increase in speed movement, but the real highlight is that it allows you to cancel movement and attacks. This means you can come up with some nasty custom combos. The game also allows a co-op or PvP split screen with your friend in a versus mode, or free battle if you want to play on your own against random mobile suits, if you don't feel like going on a full arcade route run and just want some quick 2v2 battles. Capcom didn't stop there though. They added a challenge mode, which is basically a bunch of survival missions where you can test yourself each time to a harder degree to see if you can make it to the end or not. Where this port really exceeds though is through its plus mode. This is what you might call the story mode, and it's basically a bunch of what ifs based on the Destiny anime show. So you play as Shin and play out missions from the show. This part of the game has RPG elements, so you can actually level up and gain more mobile suits to play with. The main crux of this mode is that all your encounters are tied to each individual character through a friendship meter. Your aim is to basically become friends with everyone, turning their frown face into a happy one. This is actually very important because the more someone hates you, the greater the chances of them randomly showing up on the battlefield to take you on will occur. By that same token, people you are cool with will also randomly drop in to help you with missions. The battles in here will be a lot more grueling than what you have faced in arcade mode, so you're going to need help for sure. This mode could have been a game by itself. You will spend a ton of hours on here, and even after you've beaten it, you can still carry on trying to befriend everyone. Z.A.F.T.II Plus mobile suit roster is huge. The only thing missing are suits like Red Frame Kai and other Asteroid suits. It has all the suits from Seed and Destiny, and even most of the Stargazer ones, so you can't really complain too much. Now obviously this game is based around the Seed universe, so if you're not a fan of the shows you might find it off-putting. I would say don't let that put you off though. I haven't talked about the Seed series on my channel, but believe me when I say I have a few choice words about it, especially Destiny. Regardless of how you might feel about the shows, the one thing it has for sure is some cool mobile suits, and when it comes down to the game, that's all that matters. You can't deny that this is a great arena mech shooter. It could have another IP all over it, but my feeling towards the actual game would not change and remain positive. The Seed Versus games marked a change overall in the Versus game series. This was the start of the games becoming more like how they are today in the Extreme Versus timeline. They are much more like arena fighters than previous games like Gundam vs. Zeta Gundam, which still had that blend of realism mixed with arcade action, while Z.A.F.T.II goes full blown arcade action and it does a good job of it. Compared to the Extreme Versus games, Z.A.F.T.II is a simple game. This is long before rainbow stepping and whatnot, but that's what I like about it. The fundamentals are still there, and like any good fighter, there's more underneath and tricks for you to learn if you want to take things to another level. I very much consider Z.A.F.T.II Plus to be the Versus series equivalent of Super Turbo and KOF 98. These are classic games in their retrospective series, and are games that have lasted the test of time and are still played today because their game mechanics still hold up. Hell, the combos I do on Z.A.F.T.II can still be done in the Extreme Versus games, they just look flashier. Much like the other C game I reviewed, the presentation they put into the box and manual is amazing. They really gave the fans what they wanted here. It's a well crafted set that will look great in your collection. Z.A.F.T.II is what I like to call the total package. It gives you everything you need and more. For me, it's hands down one of the best Gundam games released for consoles. A great arcade arena shooter with a strong single player story mode and 2-player action with good graphics and gameplay that never gets old. Well, it don't get no better than that. As always, thanks for watching and catch you next time.